Hi guys, and welcome to the Marc the Shark MMA show. Appreciate you guys watching me here on my Twitch channel. And don't forget, please follow me. If you happen to have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe for free. And also make sure you follow me on my social media accounts, including the Marc the Shark MMA show, YouTube channel, the Marc the Shark MMA show, Facebook channel. My Twitch channel is Marc BJJ Fighter. And my Instagram is Marc_Retorto. And don't forget, it's Marc with a C and not a K. And don't forget to visit the website where you can sign up to be a guest, you can sign up to become a sponsor, or you can shop. Get fabulous hoodies and t-shirts like the one I'm wearing right here. Not too shabby, right? And also you can make a donation. And also don't forget that I also have a podcast that comes out either on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, pretty much everywhere. I have a new episode that comes out every Friday or Sunday, depending on how the week goes. And then I'll be here on Twitch every Saturday. So make sure you watch me every single Saturday on this channel. All right, guys. Stay tuned and watch the show and enjoy it.
Guys, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and hit the alert button so you get updates. And also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. This podcast episode is also brought to you by Retorto Family Books. If you're interested in great books for your children to read, get books by Christina Retorto. And if you're interested in action, thriller, suspense books, you can get The Cabal, The Saga Begins, or fantasy books like Marcus the Vampire, both written by your host, Marc the Shark Retorto. Again, go to www.retortofamilybooks.com. All right, everybody, we're back on our show. Sorry, I'm here with my eyeglasses because I just had saw my eye doctor today, so my eyes are a little blurry, so I have to wear my glasses. So we got a special guest on the show today, all the way from Hawaii, MMA Fighter Blake Larossa. How you doing today, Blake?
I'm doing great, Marc the Shark. How you doing, pal?
And doing what I can, man. You know, considering
I hear you.
We're locked down and everything like that over here.
Yeah, these are. I heard you guys are going through your second lockdown now, I believe.
Well, actually,
I know Florida.
Florida's under lockdown. Yeah. Yeah. So where are you from? I think you said you're in Hawaii now, but you're originally from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, I'm originally from the Tampa area, from a little town called Newport Richey. It's in Pasco County.
Family relatives there.
Oh yeah. I'm from that area. Yeah, and about I want to say 2 years ago, me and my fiance, we just decided to sell all of our worldly possessions, fit what we could into a suitcase, and we drove cross country with our 3 daughters at the time, and got on a plane in California and came over here to make the dream happen.
Wow.
Yeah, now I have
MMA as well.
Yes, and no, she does not. She is she's the perfect fight wife. She she helps me cut weight. She, takes me to, all these, different doctors, chiropractors and stuff to help me, get, my back and, my joints sorted out. Like, she's really just like the literal perfect fight wife, like she's all about the sport. She loves it. Even my daughters, my 7-year-old and my 5-year-old daughter, are trained jiu-jitsu and boxing. So, and then we always watch all of the UFC fights. Like, my girls, like, even like random times, instead of wanting to watch like princess movies, they're like, oh, can we watch a fight? Like, we're a real MMA family. Yeah. We're a fight family out here. Yeah, everyone loves it.
So were you always a martial artist, or were you like a league mover?
Yeah, I've always had a passion for martial arts. Like, it's always been what I've wanted to do with my life ever since I could pretty much remember. I had the teacher, actually. I want to say 7th grade. 7th grade, I had a teacher, Mr. Carrasquillo. Shout out to Mr. C. He was a reading teacher at the middle school that I was in, and he owned a Taekwondo studio. outside of school. Like that was like his passion. He was an instructor, legit black belt, all that. And he opened up a Taekwondo school. And we used to have these things in our middle school called electives. So like, you know, you could go take like, you know, an art elective or whatever. And he actually, through the county that I went to school in, he was able to get Taekwondo as an elective. So during a period of school, whether it was like third period, fourth, or whatever, you could go learn Taekwondo for an hour or so. And I ended up getting involved in the Taekwondo program at school. And he invited me to his dojo because he saw that like I took it seriously. I was very into it. I really tried at it. And so, you know, he kind of saw that. He took me to his dojo one time. And yeah, I just fell in love with it. I'm martial arts ever since. I learned Taekwondo. I never really went through the belt ranking in anything. That was never really like something that like mattered to me. You know what I mean? I wanted to learn the techniques so that way I could, you know, practice them on my own so I could store them, you know, in like my arsenal of techniques, you know what I mean? But yeah, I ended up learning striking through him, jujitsu, everything that, even all the bases that I still have to this day and all the fundamentals I learned through him. So that was really the start of my martial arts journey.
Wow. And what part of Hawaii are you in now? Honolulu or?
Yeah, I live on Oahu Island. There's several Hawaiian islands. I live on Oahu Island in the county of Honolulu, but I live in a town all the way in the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast of Hawaii. It's a town called Waianae.
Okay.
Yeah, Max Holloway, Yancey Medeiros, Maki Patolo. These are all guys that are from here out in Waianae, where I live at. You know, I'm pretty good pals with, you know, those guys. You know, I've trained with them.
With Max Holloway, or?
I haven't trained with him, as I've met him a couple of times. He's a great guy. And actually, I was at the old gym that I used to be at. I was walking into the gym for Muay Thai class to start, and he was leaving he was doing advanced jiu-jitsu because, you know, he's a wizard on the ground, that guy. A lot of people don't know, but Max is a wizard. But yeah, so he was leaving and I was walking in. So I met him a few times, you know, I've seen him around every now and again. Small island, you know, you kind of bump into people everywhere. So, but I've seen him a few times. I've trained with Yancey though, a number of times. Yancey is, it's one of my guys. I hold that man very dear to my heart. He's definitely a huge motivation to myself.
Oh, wow. And then, so how long have you been doing MMA for now?
A while. I'd had a couple of fights in Florida, a few tournament MMA fights, and then I came to Hawaii. I had a match last August, excuse me, and I went to another island, Maui, the island of Maui, and I fought somebody basically in his own back garden. It was a crazy story. I actually showed up with no cornermen because I had just moved out here and I had gotten the fight beforehand. So, and I had just moved out here and I really didn't like know any gyms, you know what I mean? Like anything like that. And, you know, I didn't want to pull out of the fight because I had worked so hard towards it. And yeah, I showed up with no corner and I fought this guy in his home state with no cornerman. It was a pretty dumb decision.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but you know that I love to fight, you know, anytime, any place, anywhere. That's my motto. That's, you know, something I hold very close to my heart as kind of like a creed, you know.
Okay, and that's amateur, or was that considered like a pro fight?
Amateur, yeah. I'm still amateur. I was supposed to fight October or not October, excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep going to October. I was supposed to fight in April here in Honolulu, but COVID happened and the state actually suspended all sports and all combat sports until further notice. So the whole event got scrapped. Everything got canceled, and yeah. So there were they're talking about opening it up, and hopefully there's going to be some fights, some cards and events around like October, November, December, should everything with this whole COVID stuff keep, away and, keep the numbers go down and stuff like that. Hopefully they don't, do what Florida did and make a second shutdown happen, or else it's just not going to happen at all this year, I don't think.
Wow. So what are you doing to keep in shape now? Do you have like a heavy bag in your house, or?
No, they opened up gyms here on June 19th. So like a week ago, I think, somewhere around there, they opened up the gyms again. So, but they're not open to the public. It's more like, if you're already an existing member of the gym, like you've been consistently going there and, like they know who you are and stuff like that, then you can come. But they're not accepting like any new like people walking in and stuff. And the gym that I'm at anyway, I'm at Jesus is Lord Gym with Rachel Ostrovich, Robert Ostrovich. Those are my teammates. My head coach is Robert Ostrovich. Love that guy, Uncle Bob. But yeah, that's who I'm with now. But those guys are incredible. But yeah, we've just been kind of, working out, staying in shape, going over a lot of things. I'm not gonna really say too much, but we've definitely been working hard. We got some absolute warriors in that gym. And then beforehand to keep in shape, I would just, run, go hiking. Hiking's a big thing out here to keep in shape, especially a lot of these hills and mountains. Ridiculous. I would actually, me and a couple of buddies would rent out a gym. This guy, we would, toss him a couple $100 and he would let us rent out his gym that he had. And we would get together and just do sparring, do drilling, working out in friends' garages with them in their mats and pads, just basically whatever type of exercise and work, you could get in. I was trying to get it in just to stay in shape because, it's been a while.
Yeah. We don't have our gyms open here yet in Jersey. So it's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I know guys that work out, I guess you can call it secretly. But,
yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. I was kind of, keeping it all on the hush and working out in secret, whether it be at, the beach taking an ice bath, or whether it be, friend's garage and his home gym, or, whether it be, wherever I could get it in.
You weren't afraid to get it? You weren't afraid? Because you got kids. I mean, I had.
Yeah, no, I was.
And I had to stop that.
I was definitely worried in the beginning. Me and my wife, we were really like, or my fiance, we were really like, we don't want to go anywhere. We don't want to do anything. We're going to take this seriously. And then, after time went on, we're like, and all the training sessions that I had were all very, like, it was maybe like 4 people at most, like just enough people. So that way, everyone had a partner. Okay. But like I said, it was always no more than 4 people. Even the gym that we were renting out from this guy that had, it was like a wrestling sort of like gym where they just had a bunch of mats. There was no bags. It was just jiu-jitsu mats everywhere. So,
you just focused on
even he was, even he was like, no more than 4 people. So we never trained more than 4 people. And a lot of like the running, hiking stuff I did on my own. I don't normally run with other people for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because I've been meaning to, like, wondering if I should, like, have my friend come back, but I'm, like, paranoid, Because
now they're talking about
jiu-jitsu school, but I also had a friend come over even prior to COVID, once a week. And I'm like, well, maybe I should.
Okay, yeah.
But now with the COVID, I even shut that down. But I do know there's guys out there that train still, But
there's definitely guys that, have their secret spots with their buddies and,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been seeing a lot of that going on, even during the shutdown. You know, some places actually out here ended up getting in trouble by the city, you know, because they found out that people were training at the facilities when this shutdown was technically supposed to be, you know, happening. So there's a number of places that ended up getting, like, you know, in some pretty big trouble out here for that.
Interesting. And it's like always, like you always wonder as to what to do, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird how it happened. It's just, you know, like one minute everything was fine, and the next minute the world just kind of shut down. Life kind of just paused for like a really long time.
Yeah. I know a lot of jiu-jitsu owners that you know, their income is like shot, you know. I don't even know if they're gonna be able to open up. But like, I don't know what
Yeah.
agreement they had with the landlord, because ever since like whatever it was, March or April, they haven't been open. You know, and the guys that
Yeah.
be there and train, like that's they're paying the guy. So, but I guess
Yeah.
we'll see. So, you got any big fights coming up, or like I don't know. I don't even know how you guys plan this now with the COVID. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say
6 months in
maybe.
advance notice.
Yeah, maybe like I definitely 100%, so long as COVID permits it, so long as everything goes the way that it's continuing to go, and, you know, things are starting to look good out here on the islands. Should the state allow MMA to, you know, start hosting sporting events again, and all these companies out here to start hosting sporting events and MMA fights again, I 100% plan to fight before the end of the year, whether it be, you know, October, November, December, whenever the state signs off on it, and, you know, organizations can start setting up events again. I'm in there. I'm 100% am going to fight by the end of this year, so long as COVID permits it.
Now, what are you doing for income now? Like, because I mean, amateur fighters don't get paid anyway. So, like, do you have like
Yeah.
a job that you work remotely
Yeah, I
in?
work at I'm a line cook at California Pizza Kitchen out here, and then my wife works for her father's company. So, you know, it's pretty good. Her father owns like an audio company, so she kind of like handles his phone calls and appointments and stuff like that. So, you know, but it's still rough. You know, like it's definitely not easy, you know what I mean? But it's definitely worth it, because in the end, it's all going to pay off once I make it happen.
Mm. And then, so hopefully you turn pro, and then what do you think you're gonna go from there? Is there like a pro organization in Hawaii? I'm sure there is.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of the a lot of the events out here host amateur and pro fights on the same cards. And some of them just only host pro cards. Some of them will only host amateur cards. Like, it's pretty much whatever the organization decides to set up, really. But yeah, the goal is to turn pro, rack up a couple of wins at pro, and the ultimate goal for me is I want to get into the PFL. I'm not really, you know, like, I like the UFC and everything, and, you know, they're definitely the leader, you know, in the sport. They're definitely the leading organization, you know, that's undisputable. But I really like PFL. I really like the thing they got going on. I want to win that belt. I want to win that $1 million, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I've mentioned that organization a few times on my show.
Yeah.
Because they were the only ones that, like, when you win the belt, you get $1 million, right? Because
yeah,
a lot of UFC fighters, they win the belt, but, you know,
they don't get the
paid
millions.
25 grand and then maybe a $50,000 bonus if they knock the guy out. It's not
exactly, you know, and that's, you know, like, I feel like this is, you know, this, at the end of the day, this is a blood sport. You know, we are putting our bodies, our health, our family life, and we're putting everything on the line for the entertainment of others. Because at the end of the day, without the fans watching, like, we're not just doing this for ourselves. I mean, a lot of people are doing it for themselves, but for me, I'm doing this for my family, for my loved ones, you know, for everything I've ever been through and everything I'll ever go through. Like, I'm doing this so I could secure a brighter future for my children, you know. And I feel like, you know, if we're putting our careers, our bodies, everything on the line, you know, for pretty much the entertainment of others, you know, I feel like we should be compensated for that. We should definitely be paid very well, you know. And I like the system PFL has going on. It's kind of like a tournament bracket system, which I love. It reminds me of the old Pride tournaments, you know. And I really like the tournament bracket they have going on, and that where it's kind of like a season where, like, you know, it is with football and stuff. And,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
very
and eventually, you know, you
right?
get down to the finals.
It's very unique. Like, even Bellator still has tournaments, but
Yeah.
I think, well, first of all, they don't. I'm sure the top guys get paid $1 million, but they supposedly they pay better than the UFC, but you still don't get the $1 million. But the way the PFL does it, where they award points, right? Like, the faster you finish the opponent, the more points you
Yeah.
get, and they try to make it like a regular team sport, but it's, you know, for MMA fighters or
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
playoffs, the semifinals. It's
Yeah,
pretty
then you got the
interesting. A lot
Final
of those
Four.
guys have been around for a while. It's just that you just
Yeah.
never heard of them. Some of them were in the UFC. Like, what's that guy's name that fights with man? He used to be with George St. Pierre, then he won the McDonald.
Oh, Rory McDonald?
Yeah, now
Yeah,
he
Rory
wants
McDonald.
he wants to go to the PFL.
Yeah, the PFL's like, they're doing it differently, and they're doing it in a way that people like to see. They're doing it in a way that people are like, you know, wow, that's really neat. That's different. You know, we've never seen that in the sport of MMA before. And it's getting people to buy into it for sure, because it's entertaining, for one. They have phenomenal talent coming out of PFL right now. You know, like, it's definitely a top class organization. Like, you know, even when they were the World Series of Fighting, I think it was, before they were PFL. They always had
what
great
with
fighters,
that, right? Because they had the World Series of Fighting, but it's pretty much the same organization. I don't know if they just sold their interest.
Yeah, it is. It's the same. I think it's the same owners, and they just changed the name, or I think it's the same owner, and there's like a new partner, and they just changed the name. I'm not really too sure, but I definitely know that it's the same company. They just changed the name of it. But it was the World Series of Fighting, and now it's PFL, and they definitely revamped the company and did a lot of cool new things. And it's just the spot to be, like, the current welterweight champion, Ray Cooper III. You know, he won the $1 million. He won the title. He made it through all of it. You know, through the entire season, he came out on top. You know, and
that's the guy from Hawaii, right?
Proud. Yeah, he's from Hawaii.
Everyone
is super proud of that guy.
Yeah, I think he was the runner-up the year before too, right? The year before, I think he made it to the finals, right?
Yeah, I think he made it to the finals, but I don't think he won. But this time he made it all the way, and he won. And everyone in Hawaii exploded for him. Like, Ray Cooper is definitely a top-notch human being. First of all, he's a really good guy, phenomenal man, Christian. He's really, really, really humble man, and he's a killer in the ring. And he came out on top, and he got the belt, he got the $1 million, and now, you know, his family can have a really good life, you know?
Yeah.
Should he invest that $1 million correctly, which he will. He's a smart man.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure when you make your millions, you don't blow it away, man.
Oh, never. No. I definitely am going to put the money somewhere where it could grow for my children. That's, that's the ultimate plan, is to, do all of this to make sure that my family can, my family doesn't have to worry about struggling and doing the hard stuff, like getting in a cage in your underwear and fighting with another person, you know?
It's crazy what people do, right? Make a buck.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And,
right?
I love it. Crazy. I love the sport.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, do you have any sponsors currently? Are you working to get sponsors? Like, what do you do to promote yourself?
I'm working to get a few. You know, we're just gonna see how everything goes. You know, I'm hopefully I'm going to try to win my next 3 in a row. And by then, you know, we'll see what's going on. But right now it's just me. It's just the Jesus is Lord gym. And it's, you know, my family. And, you know, we're kind of, you know, the gym does a lot of really good promotion. They actually own their our head coach, Robert Ostrovich, Uncle Babo, owns he's the president and CEO and owner of Trinity Kings Combat Sports. It's an MMA league out here. They're in partnership with UFC Fight Pass, so you can actually watch. It's a Fight Pass, but our head coach is the owner of a promotion out here. So you know, every time they put on a card, you know, he's always, you know, trying to amp up his fighters to, you know, really get their butts in shape. So, you know, we could go ahead and compete on that. So, you know, the gym does a lot of really good promotion. You know, the league, Trinity Kings, does a lot of really good promotion. And, you know, that's mainly it. Other than that, it's just me trying to get my name out there.
Yeah. Speaking of promotion, when you guys watch the show live on Twitch, I know the name. I got my book out here called The Cabal, The Saga Begins. Make sure you guys check it out. It's an action thriller novel I wrote about 2 or 3 years ago. You can get it at my website, www.marcthesharkmmashow.com or retortofamilybooks.com. If you're into Jason Bourne, check it out. So now, if people wanted to get in touch with you, now back to you, buddy. I had to do a little plug-in for myself there. Like if people had to get
awesome.
Now, if people had to get in touch with you, like what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? It's your Facebook or
Instagram, Larossa, LAROSSA _MMA is the best way to get in touch with me. Facebook as well, just Blake Larossa. You know, I don't have, you know, Twitter or anything like that. I'm not really a big fan of it, but Instagram is pretty much the number one way. Yeah, Twitter's just kind of strange. There's the people on it are too much. It's just weird times. I don't really like the format of it. I'm just not a fan. So the best way to get a hold of me though is Instagram for sure.
Okay. You got a website at all or no?
No website. Not, you know, nothing like that. I'm not really too tech savvy really. So I'd have to pretty much pay someone to build me a website. I'm not good. Like I can do
a free one, like, you know, a simple one to get your name out there, you know?
I mean, I probably could, but I don't know how well it would turn out. Like, you know, if I'm not, if I can't really do it on my phone, I kind of don't really know about it. I'm not the smartest tech guy, you know. I can hook up my Xbox to my TV and that's about it.
I hear you. But yeah, man, you gotta, you know, that's what this show is for. The show is, you know, to get guys like you on and to promote yourselves and, you know, spread the word.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate, you know, what you do for the up and coming fighters by giving us, you know, a platform to, you know, get ourselves out there on. There's not I can't think of anybody else that does that, you know, unless it's, you know, a lot of people only do pro fighters, you know, so. You're definitely doing a great thing for the sport. You're definitely doing a great thing for the younger generation, the littler guys like myself right now that are just now coming out, you know.
Yeah. So for anybody's listening to the show, you know, amateur, pro fighter, former UFC fighter, victim fighter, all you gotta do is just go to my website, www.marcthesharkmmashow.com, and click on the become a guest page and sign up and get on the show. Well, Blake, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate
podcast format. Keep listening because there's more content to come. And don't forget, I also have a show that airs every Saturday at 3 o'clock on Twitch, and it's also shown on my website. This will be on there, so be sure to check out this interview. Blake, it was great having you on the show. Good luck to you on your future. Keep working out. Keep training and be safe, buddy.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Mark. You know, stay blessed. Have a great day. You know, thank you so much, sir.
All right, guys. We'll be back after the short break.
All right, guys. This week's episode is done on a live show. But if you happen to be listening to this in the podcast format, keep listening because there's more content to follow. All right, guys. See you guys next week.